Hello, welcome to Current News. I'm your host, Chris Davis. So today this is going to be a review of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is an amazing game. Alright, it starts off with Link waking up after 100 years, after a century of being asleep. 100 years ago, Calamity Ganon returned to Hyrule and destroyed the land of Hyrule, the castle. And so, to save Link, Zelda put him in the Shrine of Resurrection, and Link has been sleeping there for a century. Now he's gotten back up, and he has to save Hyrule from Calamity Ganon. This game looks amazing. The graphics are incredible. You can really see the grass moving when the wind blows. An updraft is created when you create a fire in the grass. So the physics of the game are very realistic. They're really amazing. This game really allows you to do anything. You can do anything and in any order. The only exception is probably the first 2 to 3 hours of the game. You do a tutorial part, and then after that, after you get through talking to the people at the Kokiri village, then you can take the quest in any order you want. You can even fight Calamity Ganon at Hyrule Castle, even though that's not recommended until you've at least defeated all four divine beasts and claimed the power of the four champions. Now, the combat in this game is really cool. If you block at the right time, you can do a perfect guard. And if you dodge at the correct time when an enemy attacks, you can do a perfect dodge, which allows you to do flurry strikes. So you do the perfect dodge, time stops, then you can go in and you do the flurry strikes. Another time-stopping move is when you jump off a ledge and you pull out your bow and arrow. Time will freeze so you can hit your enemies with your bow and arrow. Now, this game allows you to be very creative. If you're fighting a group of enemies, you can use a bomb arrow to blow up everyone at once, or you can use a fire arrow to hit a explosive barrel if there's one by. If there's a metal box, you can use a shock arrow to electrocute everyone. You can even sneak up on enemies, and if you do, most of the time you're going to knock them out with one shot because their guard is down. So the combat in this game gives you a variety of ways of taking down enemies. You can sneak up on them, you can blast a group of them, you can take them out with your arrows, you can fight them with your sword and shield, and you also have other weapons such as spears and heavier swords. Now, one of the things that you can do to really help you in combat and with your quest is cooking. Cooking is a very important part in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You can cook meals that can increase your attack, defense. You can make elixirs to increase your speed, replenish your stamina, make you more quiet when you sneak around. You can even make meals to replenish your hearts and give you extra hearts. So really focus on cooking and making different ingredients and seeing which results you get. Just a little help with cooking. You don't want to cook food ingredients with monster parts because that just gives you dubious food, which is no good. So to make elixirs, you really want to mix monster parts with creatures such as bugs, Um, yeah, really bugs and lizards, and that will help you make elixirs. And for food, you're gonna mix vegetation and other animal meat to create a meal. And there's all kinds of ingredients you can get. You can get butter, you can get rice. Uh, you can also get different spices to make your dish even better. So really focus on cooking because it can really help you out in your journey. Now, when you're out doing your quest, I recommend taking time and collecting Korok seeds. Korok seeds are going to allow you to expand your weapon inventory when you trade them in to the Koroks. So it's really important to expand your weapons inventory because when you battle with your weapons, the durability goes down, then they break. And then if you have a very small weapons inventory, you could be out of weapons. So to prevent that, just take some time out from doing side quests and main stories and collect Korok seeds throughout the world of Hyrule so you can trade them in to make your weapons inventory even longer. Another thing that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild has you do is Shrine Quest. Shrine quests are very useful because completing them gives you spirit orbs, and also while you do them, you can find rare items to help you in your journey. Some of the armor you get can only be found by doing Shrine Quest. So make sure you do those, especially with the spirit orbs. If you collect 4, you can trade them in for a stamina vessel or a heart vessel. So doing Shrine Quest are very important. I can't emphasize that enough. When you complete a shrine, you can warp to that location. That can help you with backtracking if you ever have to do a side quest or collect ingredients for your dishes, or help you upgrade your armor. Some armor needs certain materials in order to upgrade. So completing Shrine Quest is very useful, especially to increase your stamina and increase your hearts. You're going to have to increase your hearts to a certain level if you want to get the Master Sword from the Lost Woods. Another thing that you really have to keep in mind is the fairy fountains. The fairy fountains are very useful in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild because they upgrade your armor. Now, upgrading your armor is one of the underrated things in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. People usually talk about building up your hearts and building up your stamina, and that can help you a lot. But I think what can help you even more than maybe the hearts is increasing your armor level, because the higher your armor level is, the less damage you take from enemies, and that means they take less of your hearts away. Also, with the shrines, make sure you complete all 120 of them before you fight Calamity Ganon, because that will give you the armor of the wild, which gives you the classic Link outfit, but it's Breath of the Wild style. And other things I recommend you do before you face Calamity Ganon in Hyrule Castle is unlock all the memories and explore Hyrule Castle. There's all kinds of incredible materials and items and weapons you can get by exploring the castle. There's really no rush to defeat Calamity Ganon because he's not going anywhere. So collect all your memories because when you collect all the memories, when you beat the game, there's a special cutscene for those who have all the memories. Also, unlock all the shrines so you can get the armor of the wild, and defeat all the 4 divine beasts. You get champion powers, and also when you finally face Calamity Ganon, he's at half his health. So you should at least do that one. complete all the divine beast. Now let's talk about the various enemies you fight throughout this game. Now, the enemies one-on-one in this game are pretty much easy. They're only tough when they really get in a group, and that's when you have to use your head in order to defeat them. Either you blow up a barrel to hurt multiple enemies, or you use a bomb arrow to hurt multiple enemies at once. So, moblins, bokoblins and lizalfoes are pretty easy to defeat. Are pretty easy to defeat. Lizalfoes are very fast, so they can be tricky, but you can pretty much beat them. Moblins are a little tougher because they're more bulkier than the bokoblins and lizalfoes. Another enemy you have to watch out for is Liga clan scouts. They're going to try to kill you throughout the game whenever you talk to a random person in the game. It might be a Yiga clan member, and then they're going to try to destroy you because they're loyal to Calamity Ganon. Now, these enemies, you can pretty much defeat them easily. The enemies you really have to watch out for that are really tough, especially in the beginning, are guardians. Guardian walkers, the guardians that stand still, that don't move, you have to watch out for them. In the beginning especially, you don't have any weapons that can hurt them, and they can pretty much defeat you with one shot, and it's pretty scary. You can only really defeat guardians when you get the ancient arrows from the Akala Tech Lab. That's when you can defeat the guardian walkers and even the stationary guardians with just one shot of an ancient arrow. Another enemies you have to be very careful of are the Yiga clan blade masters. They're tougher than the scouts, so they're going to require more skill to defeat. An upgraded stasis rune can really help you beat them. Other overworld bosses, such as Hinoxes, Staluses, and Moldugas, you have to be wary of them. But the Hinoxes and the Stalus, those are pretty much easy to defeat. The really tough one is the Molduga, and it's because you're in a very hot climate, and he requires a little bit more skill and patience to defeat. Now, the other enemy you have to fight, and to me, this enemy is tougher than the other overworld bosses. The Hinox, the Stalus, and the Molduga. This enemy is frightening, and he's tougher to defeat than all of them, but he's not considered an overworld boss, though I think he should be, is the Lionel. So, they're half man, half horse. They look like centaurs. They're really frightening. In the beginning, you have to sneak past one to collect shock arrows for a quest. But even when you progress through the game and you get a lot better, they are so tough to defeat. They require so much skill in order to defeat. So you need to have an upgraded stasis rune to stop them for a moment. You have to get your perfect guard and your perfect dodge down really well, and you have to be able to use a bow and arrow really good. Because a trick you can do is you can hit them in the face with an arrow, and if you do that, stuns them. You can get on their back and you can hit them, and that won't take any durability from your weapon if you hit them while you're mounted on them. But defeating Lionels takes a lot of skill, and to me they're tougher to defeat than any of the other overworld boss. The only thing that's tougher is Ganon and his different incarnations. Breath of the Wild is an incredible game. It's an amazing game. if you own a Switch, I recommend you play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, especially if you are a Legend of Zelda fan. This is like one of the this is like the best Legend of Zelda game I played so far. Played Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. Um, this game is really tough. I think it could have done without the weapons breaking because it was tough without it, but I guess the developers really didn't want this to be uh, easy, but it's still a great game. I really enjoyed it. This game gets a 10 out of 10 for me. So that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like, have you ever played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? If you did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, I have the links in the description box below. Thank you, and all of you have a great day.